Hello, how's everybody doing? Good evening to everyone, wherever you are. What's everybody being up to? It's been quite a long time since we did a lab. Well, a long time. I think it was Sunday, wasn't it? Something like that. So, who we got in tonight? Spooky Dookies reviews. I lick all the time. I'm taking that's the intro what I put on. Lindy Lou, how are you doing? I did post them patches there on the way. When going to virgin territory, always lick it first. Seriously, I have to get a man on the country. Yeah, it's we did that as a bit of a joke, that video. I thought I'd just put it up there. Sab the Seeker, hello. Badger, Ellie Bell, the Mad Wecker. Hope you've got over your lurgies. Kind of. I've still kind of got something on my chest. I've been for x-rays and all sorts. I don't know what it is. Pop goes my knees. Oh. Ellie Family 1983. Rachel Thompson. How are you doing, Rachel? Tina's in. Hello, Tina. Eric. Love you guys. Always lick it first. That's going to go on one of the t-shirts. Hello. Eli Family. Hey, bro. Good afternoon or evening, everyone, says Eric. You got that? It was a joke. I know you would have done. It was we was just messing about. I think that was last summer we did that video. Callum, hello, sir. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Mrs. Geek, hello, how are you doing? I haven't seen you for a long time. I know you do quite a long shift, don't you? Do 72 hours. I don't know how you do it. I'd be falling asleep after about two hours. I couldn't keep a straight face. Yeah. Beardo gets scared. Good evening, sir. Badger, guten Tag, we get. JD, how are you doing? We're all good, I think. Jack, hello, sir. How are you doing? Hello, Badger. Mrs. Geek's being on leave for 2 weeks. We've had a horrible cold. Oh, I've been on leave, but I've had a horrible cold for the last 2 weeks. So I've been a bit absent everywhere. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's something going around, isn't there? I've even done the COVID test and it's saying negative, but it's nearly 6 weeks now I've had this on my chest. I do hope you get rid of it soon. I know what it's like. Callum's had a day full of synchronicities. I've kind of not got a script to go by tonight, so we're going off what you guys say, but I can tell you that I've been contacted by a few paranormal groups asking me to give them shout outs and things. I think I did one of them on the community page. So if you could all go and follow them, I'll just have a look on my phone to see who it was. I forgot the name already. This is what happens when you're busy all the time. It's as bad when you had COVID, it just won't go. Yeah, and I know where you're coming from. It's terrible. I mean, luckily, when I first got it, I had 2 weeks off work. But the doctor wouldn't give me any antibiotics until the 4th week for some reason. You're watching the Stone tapes again. Hello, Spooky Dookies review. Let me just see who this was I'll give a shout out to, because my memory is terrible. Oh, come on. So it was Spectral Paranormal. I had to go back and check because I couldn't remember. Spectral Paranormal, please go check them out. It's on our community page. The link, they're a new team starting up, and they could do with all the help they could get by subscribers. First video they've put up, it's pretty interesting, really. They've gone to, is it Rhode Island? Or is it Long Rhode Island? I think it's just Rhode Island. And they've gone to all the places where the Warrens were, the house or the museum. I think they even visited the graves. It's worth a watch. It's quite interesting. Also received an email off. I'll tell you in a sec. Because I'm doing something all day, I forget the names of people that contact me. Where is it? I'll tell you. I'll look at my emails in a second. The RT-PCR of test if you are sick or not. The instructor, Kerry Mullill, said that. Okay. Yeah, please hit that like button, guys. Give us a thumbs up. I'm attempting to get you the name of the team. I will be putting a video together. There's a few new teams starting actually in America. Oh, here it is. Creeps Ghost. It's CREEPZ Creeps team in the USA. They've found something in one of their videos which I will be putting up in the next couple of days for you guys to I won't say pull to pieces, but to have a look at. There, don't know what it is, and I haven't even checked it out yet. But I will have a look at it, and hopefully we'll share that with the community, and we as a community can work together to try and explain what's going on in this video for these guys. That's Creeps Paranormal. Creeps with a Z at the end, or Z if you're in America. Rachel saying, check out the PSI membership, watch member only videos and more. Yeah, we've got some more stuff coming. We've got a project on the go, which isn't actually finished, so I haven't started filming it yet. It involves a haunted, an alleged haunted doll's house from America. Just kind of getting it together. It's still in pieces. So I'm going to be leaving cameras on that overnight and doing some videos. Or also, the home where we lived, somebody passed away in this house. I won't show you around the house, but I'm going to be setting cameras up through the night attached to a CCTV system. But I'm going to set it on motion sensor. So it's not going to be recording 24/7. It will only be when it's triggered, when something goes in front of the motion sensor, basically. And I'm going to get those in videos and share. That's going to be for the guys, the members. And you will have seen the little thumbnail that was on this live video. Paranormal investigating for dummies. By no means is that an attack at any thick or stupid people. It is basically that people do actually contact us and ask us about certain bits of kit. So I'm just going to be doing videos. It's more of an educational video for you guys as well, for the community. What was that? Oh, red onions in a jar sliced with honey. Put it in the fridge. When you feel a cold or something similar, take a spoonful and keep taking every day until it goes. That works, and it's an old, is it US remedy? I don't fancy the taste of that, to be honest. So what I've been doing is putting honey in hot water with some lemon juice, and it was Tony that started me on that, and it actually helps clear everything. but it's just not shifting it fully. You think it's all the stress making people ill? It does it to you? Possibly, yeah. My little lad's got it as well. He's had it for as long as I have. Scadius, good evening. I've seen that. If it's the one I think it is, says Badger. Have you seen it? Kevin saying, I would buy Paranormal Investigating for Dummies by PSI if you put that book out. Well, we're going to do it as videos. I don't have time to write a book. I have released 3 books over the years. One of them is actually in the English library. That one's, what is it? Tino, remind me. I can't remember the title of it. I meant the RT-PCR test cannot test if you are sick or not meant to invent it. First autistic typo of the night. You had a long day. The PCR test, what is it exactly? The RT. Is this the COVID test? It is interesting, Lindley. We've got quite a few projects in the pipeline, what we're soon to be released. The Madwecker watched the video. Interesting, but they did use a lot of questionable gadgets. Is that I forgot the name already. I'm terrible. Is it Creeps? Did I say Creeps? Creeps with a Z. Oh, I can't even find it now on my emails. Is it Creeps Paranormal? Creeps with a Z. I don't know what they're talking about. They did tell me that there's a face or something and they can't explain it. Yeah, I understand a lot of other teams, especially in America, use all the little gadgets, the cat balls. I'm not going to rip into them for doing that. I think people know where PSI stand on cat balls and REM pods. But if they have captured something, we'll try and explain what's going on. If we can't, the community's here. That's why I'm going to put it in a video for you guys to help review it. It tastes sweet, Badger. Does it? Honey and onions. I'm glad you're okay, Jack. How am I? I'm still alive. That's a bonus. Honey fermentation with the onions, that makes it work. Callum saying, Tony's brilliant. You both are. Thank you very much. Creeps. Creeps with a Z. Mark and Andrea at the Conjuring House. Yeah. Well, guess what a lad has bought Fort Paul called Nick Taylor. Has he? Oh, Jack, if you can get me the details, I'll be contacting them. Lisa, hello. A cat ball is only good if it's thrown at you. We did a video, Beto, and I mean, Tony's got one in bits because we're trying to change it. We're trying to prove it's a cat ball, but people want to use it for something else. So we're taking the cat ball to bits and we're trying to turn it into an EMF meter, a very small one. But one of my videos, I'll see if I can cut the section out. We got a cat ball. We left it in an RF base. This was a couple of years back. Ran up and we booted it out the window. He was playing football with it. Badger's saying, I'm trying to sign up as a member. It won't accept my card. I wonder why. I don't know. I don't deal with any of it. It's YouTube what do it. Not certain if it only accepts certain cards or what. I don't know. I mean, it's got, my card works. Mine's like Lloyd's. I'm with Lloyd's Bank. Lindy Lou, cat balls are only good for cats. Yes. Kalitos, I'm trying to work out what those emojis mean. Sensationalism around the Spirit Talker apps and popular YouTube channels using them is ridiculous. Spooky Dookies reviews, yeah. Excuse me. We're going to be looking at some more apps. I did a few a while back. The only thing is, I've got to buy them to put them on my phone just to delete them. That's what annoys me. But, you know, our social media channel will fund it. There's a few what are from the UK as well, what I want to have a look at. Use a piece of thread hanging in a sealed glass milk bottle. Stand back and ask for it to move the thread. Yeah. You can actually do that with polystyrene, and you can also put thin kind of, you know, like foil strips or even plastic strips and seal the bottle. Static will interact with that. There you go. I've just invented some more paranormal equipment, what you can sell for 50 quid a go on eBay. You and Parple have recently filmed an experiment with apps and it was eye-opening. Yeah. Don't know if I can give you an example on my phone. You know, the amount of arguments I've had with people about phone apps. They think it's real, but you've got to remember phone apps are for entertainment, and you've got to give it permission to before you install it on your phone. By giving it permission, it accesses everything on your phone. Microphone, camera, your emails, if you do your emails on your phone, text messaging, your phone book, pretty much everything. So these sort of apps just pick words out, blurt them out, and even do them backwards as well. But the app will have some sort of reverb on it as well to make it kind of sound a little bit spooky. Kevin, watch Joe Vitale shaking the hell out of his phone to set off Spirit Talker. I'm going to have to look for these apps. I should really write them down. Spirit Talker. Is that the one you've done, Beta? Obviously, if you've done it, I won't need to do it. I've got my whiteboard. I'll just write in these apps down. It'd be cool if there was some free ones I could have a look at. Then I wouldn't have to spend a fortune putting them on my phone just to delete them. It's a research tool. It's not a test for cold or flu or any other types of illness. COVID has never been shown isolated or shown to exist. Dr. Andrew. All right, Callum. That's interesting. Badger's got a ghost in a jar, £100. Don't open it or it'll fly away. Is there any takers? I saw somebody on, I don't know if it was Etsy, might have been Etsy and not eBay. They were selling orbs in little jars. And what there was little coloured marbles, just stuck them to the bottom of the jar. Pet orbs. Oh, basically, we only use one name in general conversation for 10 minutes. Use the app, and the first name that came out was the name we used. Right. That's good proof. Spirit Talker, he said. I know a lot of people use them and they get really upset when you explain what apps actually do on your phone. And when you tell them they are just for entertainment, they get really offended. They get nasty. What's my opinion of dowsing rods for paranormal investigation? I've watched a few use them and I'm super skeptical. I'm wondering whether to buy them. Excuse me. I've got a few. I'm going to see if I can grab them without standing up in front of the camera because, as always, on a Wednesday, I just got out the shower. I've got no jeans on. Just a second. I'll see if I can grab them. Might have to cover something with this board. I'll see if I can grab the dowsing rods. Just a minute. Oh, apologies. They're up there somewhere. I had digging everything out. What do I think about dowsing rods? The method of dowsing has been going for a long time. Is it hundreds, if not thousands of years? People use them to obviously to find water, and they're used in modern day to find energy, I believe, and they've even found oil with them. I totally believe they can work. I've seen them working. I've used them myself. Can they find ghosts? That's the argument. Buy yourself some. I think the ones I had or I've got on the shelving up there somewhere was about £25. The copper with black handles. They're not too long, or they're not real tiny either. They're about that. You did Equaphonic ghost tube. Right. I'm not going to write them down then. I won't do the same one. Fart in a jar, badger. Sell it as demonic sulfur. You've tried apps and experiments at home. They were useless with the app. All right. Okay. Yeah. Sab the Seeker. Do spirits get really small and go into the phone's microchips and find the word bank to choose a random word? Exactly. Do a separate video. Yeah, I'll have to find the dowsing rods and do a video, Mrs. Geek. We've actually, you've seen us use Xena cards. We've actually done it in a pub before where we got the Xena cards, shuffled them, put them upside down and put different ones in each corner of the room. And we give people the dowsing rods and said, visualize this, what you're looking for basically, which was like if the triangle, I think there's a triangle, is it? Circle, square, wavy lines. And people were pretty successful. Thing is with the apps, they're just word generators, aren't they? They're just programmed to do that. Hello, Amanda. Badger signing up later. Excellent. I've still got it. I can't get rid of it. Rough Dog. You used to dig up broken water pipes with your dad. He showed us how to use dowsing rods. we'd find the exact location of the leak every time with them. Yeah, really good for using to find water. It's initially it was traditionally it was like a branch off a tree, wasn't it? What come off into like two, and they used to hold it, and it went into like it was like a V sort of shape, and it'd go down. Puerto Rican. Exactly. How do spirits know how to decipher, read software in your phone, then the language to interpret into the words? I can understand why some get angry. You're killing the fantasy and believe some have invested in them. Yeah, people really, you see, on a paranormal investigation, Beto will tell you this, 99% of the time, nothing. We've even gone whole nights and nothing happened, not even got an EVP. Very rare. Paranormal activity is rare. With a phone app, you can just turn your phone on. It'll start telling you there's demons near you. Or a skinwalker. Skinwalker just walked past, but you couldn't see it was invisible. So that's why they use them, because they will get a reaction off the phone. It's designed to do that. What the card's called again, Kalitos? Zena cards. You've seen dowsing rods used to detect Leylands, and it does work. I researched where Leylands are, and it is accurate. Yeah, I mean, Leylands are the Earth's magnetic walkways, if you like. You can get hold of a map of like the UK, just where Leylands are. You'll find that they all line up with like churches or run through a church. And all the churches in the UK, as well, the old medieval ones, they all line up. Leylands were created by people. I mean, when they were walking, just constantly walking on the same path up and down. They built churches on Leylands, didn't they? And that, I mean, that's why they've got Leylands running through them, because the people would walk from church to church or home to church or whatever. When you consider how the English language has changed over the last 100 years, it just makes apps laughable. Exactly, Lindy Lou, spot on. Somebody from old English periods in England speak completely different to how we speak now. I mean, we've all got different accents now anyway. Harsh reality is better than the false hope. Yeah. Keeps them happy. Beto spent 9 hours investigating the most haunted mansion in Wales. Nothing happened. Doesn't mean it's not haunted. Just a quiet day, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Or maybe it was happening in a different room. I mean, obviously, like you, we've done 30 East Drive. We got nothing. Nothing happened. We know a lot of teams that have gone and nothing's happened. Does it mean it's haunted or not? It's hard to say. The evidence we managed to capture was one EVP, I think, and a bit of knocking. Doesn't mean it's haunted. I think maybe when the family who were getting affected lived there, it was. But I'm still saying that was poltergeist activity because of the young girl. You know, even if, like you say, you've gone in a mansion in Wales and nothing happens, that don't bother me and Tony. We still got out, haven't we? And we've still managed to get a good video no matter what. So it's all experience. If an app says Carlos, you'll believe in it. You're skeptical about the Leylands. Well, they certainly exist. You can detect them. I'm not saying the pathways for spirit, by the way, like a lot of people do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they were created by people walking back and forth over hundreds of years. Beautiful night. Hello. Didn't see you come in. Nice to see the chat live. Yeah, excellent. The spirit of the 1800s could possibly see a device, hear us talk, but could never know how software would work. Concept of or fathom. Sorta recon. Yeah. How would somebody from the medieval period know to work a mobile phone? You're going to 30 East Drive just over which time we shall see. I don't hold out much hope. Thing is, it's overhyped. It's still an experience. We loved it, even though we didn't really document much. We documented loads, but nothing paranormal. Certainly is an experience. Just be aware upstairs. You'll hear a lot of knocking. The boiler is in a little cupboard in one of the bedrooms in the corner. It's knocking all the time, making noises. And you're going to get a lot of temperature changes in that bedroom as well. Do I know that Glastonbury tour is a heart chakra of the wall? Like we have a heart chakra and have meridian lines as above, so below. Cool. Yeah, Beto, we enjoyed it. It was cool. I know I was talking to Purple through Rob through Messenger, and he was on about us all getting together at some point to do an investigation. He actually mentioned 30 East Drive, and I know he hasn't been. I don't think he has anyway. But somewhere different would be cool. I mean, like I said, we don't mind paying towards it. It'd be cool to investigate. But 30 East Drive, I think it'll. I don't know. You've been yourself. Don't think a house or place even needs to be old for it to be haunted, says Mrs. Geek. Your home was built in 82, but it's on land close to a castle, so the figure that's being seen here could be a Leyland. Who knows? Possibly. You can easily know if there's Leylands about. You just get a compass out. But if you go on Google, you can get hold of a Leyland map. I suppose it'd maybe if you've got a trimeter, it'd affect the DC on it. Boiler also sets EMFs off when it kicks in, says Beto. Yeah, definitely. You know, we was in them rooms like you probably was for, I don't know how long we was there, over 9 hours. Tony laid in one room, me laid in another on the beds. We're just hoping that something was going to happen. Nothing. I know there's a lot of noise coming from next door as well. There was some bangs, and we had to rule a lot of that out. I even lifted the loft hatch up, climbed up, and had a look round to see if somebody was coming from the house next door to make things. I took a few photographs. You go deep, Callum. You'd have to be sorry for that. The ancient ram. We'd go back there. We've done it once before. It's a big place. Loved it. The most active place at the ancient ramming, or the most active room, if you haven't been already, right at the top of the building in the loft. We got some really good responses. If you check our video out on our YouTube channel, just knocks. We was asking for a certain number of knocks, and it was happening. We was recording all of it. Mrs. Geek wants to do 30 East Drive. What do I think of is it AI or A1 gadget? Amy's developed. I haven't seen it. What does that do? Is it where you ask it questions or something? Shandy, hello, how are you doing? It's hard enough teaching an old dog. This chat goes really quick. Sorry, it's hard enough teaching an old person. Don't know why I said dog. How to use a phone. I wouldn't have patience telling a medieval spirit. Exactly. There's a thing that cringes you with fakers, even being a sort. They are, to say, a German castle, and the evidence is in English. Yeah. So, if you go on, I think you'd probably get them off eBay. You can get translators. We was doing this a few years back. Might be worth some of you investigators going out and trying it. Buy a language translator off eBay. Take it with you, turn it on. If it is, obviously, normally what you would have to do is speak an English word in it, and it would come out whatever language you want, German, French, whatever. But you can also do them so you can have it so it detects any language and then it translates it into English. There you go. Just saved you £1,000 buying an Oculus. Good idea though, isn't it? If you do get it and it does happen, don't forget to credit PSI for it. We would need a big place for you guys, me, Purple, Dean, and Mrs. Geek. Yeah. Yeah. A big place would be cool because, as you know, sound travels. Any little movement, say if someone is in a room above you. See, when there's just Tony and I, we're radioed up and we say, "Where are you?" So we know it's not each other making that noise. So yeah, we do need a bigger location. If I was investigating that Spanish monastery, I'd be using audio translator to ask questions. Yeah. Bay Calver. 5 of us are just starting our own group, Searchers of the Afterlife. We've been to many events, but just getting fed up with the management of some of these. So we're going at it alone. Any tips? The tips I would give you if you're starting your own team up is don't do it how they do it on TV. And don't forget the events you go into, something will happen because they're just ghost hunts. They're not investigations. Depends what you want out of it. Try not to get all the gadgets you can't really investigate with, or anything what you can get false positives on. Just don't use them. Very few people do what me and Tony do, and we take a log report when we're investigating. What was that? What was your team called again? Searchers of the Afterlife. People go and follow them on YouTube. Investor keeps saying, "Can you set off this device?" Ghosts are puzzled and says it is off. Do you want me to turn it on? Translators do sound fantastic. Beautiful nights. It's a cool idea, isn't it? Kevin saying Vlad from the 1400s in Romania speaks perfect English. Just ask Lee. Yeah. He's got aliens as well in the attic, hasn't he? Something like that. Aliens in the attic and Vlad the Impaler in his living room. Colin, good evening from Portsmouth. How are you doing? Cap Cindy, hello. So they're stuck using the same language of their home and period for hundreds of years. Pretty sure a Tudor ghost would know how we speak now. I suppose the argument is if it's an intelligent haunting or it's just residual. if it's residual, then we're kind of using the stone tape theory there, aren't we? Yeah, you're going to say it's just a recording. They're not going to educate themselves in death. You've only just set up on TikTok, Bay Calver. Thanks. No worries. Once you set up on YouTube, you'll have to let us all know, and we'll all come and subscribe. You can ask your spiritual bromancer, Nosferatu, how he can speak English on my Spirit 5K Etch-a-Sketch. Paranormal Road Trip, hello. I don't know where you are, but somebody just typed your name. Afterlife Nights Paranormal, how are you doing? Somebody else we've got to go investigate with as well, though. So, guys, if you haven't already, go and subscribe to Afterlife Nights Paranormal Investigators. Bedo's ditch the REM pod, the EMF, and the apps. And don't get me wrong, we don't use apps anyway, but the cat balls, we just played football with them. The REM pods were kept because I built it and it's there. I can use it for demonstrations or just to talk about. But we don't use them on investigations. But yeah, cool. Lee from Really Haunted is an alien. Is he a grey alien? It's an AI headset that's supposed to generate images of locations and people wherever they investigate. I'm skeptical. Right, okay. I haven't heard about this. AI headset. You mean a virtual reality headset? Because the Oculus 2 can do that. It can map rooms and it detects things when it comes near. I know that because we've got them. We haven't mapped any rooms yet, but when you create a safe zone, as you probably do with all of them, anything comes in that, it shows up, and we've had things coming in those safe zones. You don't need a headset. I've used it on my phone twice and get weird images that don't relate at all to the building, says Bedo. Okay. Got to remember, I mean, if they're apps as well, these headsets, some of them, like the Oculus, you do actually upload onto the Oculus like it's an app or like a game. That's what they're designed to do, isn't it? They're going to find stuff. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. I hope you're well. I'm doing all right. Yeah, thank you, Afterlife Nights Paranormal Investigators. I hope you're all doing cool. Doing cool. That didn't make sense. Beardo's beard doubles as a dowsing rod. 100% legit. All right, cool. If REM pods were DC instead of AC, it would help. Yeah. I mean, you've got to remember, though, what the circuitry in REM pods actually are. They're a musical instrument. Not actually designed for looking for spirits, but I know what you mean. But, I mean, you could argue that it is DC coming from the battery in a REM pod, but in the circuitry, the oscillators and things like that, it changes it into like an AC kind of current because they've got converters in the circuits. And you've been watching Richard Felix when he went on tour of Britain in 2005. He's a genius. I love him to bit. Richard Felix is a historical genius. I agree there. Really nice bloke. We were chatting to him for quite a long time. He supports everything we do, and we support the stone tape theory, which is the term he gave it. Like I said, the only difference is he uses electricity to try and activate that, whereas we use vibration. We try and match the vibration of the surrounding brickwork. Taking cat balls into a centuries-old building and seeing them go off. Of course they go off. Those buildings have more creaks and pops than an old person getting out of bed. Yeah, definitely. Temperature affects them as well, so they're going to go off. We've got 2 videos about them. I can't really go into it now, but go and have a look. We explain what triggers cat balls. I know it upsets people that we did that video or those videos, but it's just the truth. That is the problem for using AC for this stuff. I mean, EMF meters weren't designed for finding ghosts either. The closest thing, or one of the best one, is going to be a tram meter or the Mel meter, which was designed by Gary Galka, who specifically designed it for paranormal work, and it's shielded and everything. Pay a bit more money now for the metal meter. Beautiful nights, yeah. I mean, we've got Mel meters, and we've got some new tri meters coming as well. They've been, should be here by now, but a couple of digital tri meters. You spend more money, but it's worth it in the end. What's the best way to capture EVPs? Funny you should ask that. One of the videos, I should put that pen down. The videos what we're releasing, Paranormal Investigating for Dummies, I'll be explaining it using the sound recorders. Best way to capture sound recordings is with a sound recorder, but put an external mic in the end of it. And that way you can't interfere with it when you're trying to turn it on and off in the dark or rubbing your finger across, because the mic on it will pick that up. He seems a decent fella. I agree. I had a spooky event at a local pub where I was working as a cleaner at the time. I was alone and a face appeared at the door to the kitchen. Needless to say, I shite myself. You shite your pants, Lindy Lou. Did they get it on the camera system? It'd be cool to see that. Shandy's joking about the cat balls. It's my only equipment. Shandy, what are you doing? You need to buy some more. Buy something else. Get a decent sound recorder. I haven't heard of those. We'll look forward to talking about them. Yeah. We're going to, like I said, instead of putting out debunking videos, which was drawing the wrong crowd, bloody moth, we're putting out more educational videos. Although it's called Paranormal Investigating for Dummies, it's not an attack at thick people. It's just, you've seen the books, haven't you? Whatever it is for dummies. I've got one here. Living gluten-free for dummies. Kind of along them lines, but obviously to do with paranormal investigating. Amanda's there. I didn't see Amanda. Keep hitting the like button, please. RealTime EVP Recorder. What do you mean, real-time? They're all real-time. You're just playing them back. I still think lasers have potential in the field if used correctly. How do you mean, Mr. Rough Dog? I did make, actually, you just reminded me saying that, a laser sound recorder. And I'm not sure if I put a video up about it or not. I've never used it since. I'm going to have to do a video on that. So what you do is, FBI used to use it. Was it the CIA? Don't know if they still do it. They used to shoot a laser down at a window, what was across the street maybe, but they'd have to get it right so it'd bounce back, and they'd capture it in like a receiver, what was going into some sort of recorder. In my case, it's a computer, a sound program. So I shoot a laser across the room at a mirror or something like that, reflective, so it fires it back and it collects it in like you know, like the torch. I've made it out of a torch, the inside of the torch, what's it called, the dish, and it's got what component, I can't remember the component I put in the middle, which is wired up to a 3.5mm sound socket, which I put in the computer. Whatever crosses that line, or any kind of vibration, anything, it's going to record it. If that makes sense. Laser sound recorders, you can buy them, but they're expensive. I'd wanted to make one, so I made one. Dummies are something you suck on. They are, but it's a more polite way of like calling somebody thick, I suppose. No, I'm not really interested in doing it myself to purchase equipment. I like to have a laugh, says Shandy, or the experience. Yeah, cool. Afterlife Nights Paranormal Investigators. We have some cracking EVPs from our local church. Excellent. Are they on your videos? We'll all have to go and have a look. Lindy Lewis, there's been a number of incidents reported by guests as well. I don't know if any video evidence was caught. We have talked about doing an investigation. Don't keep talking about do it. Just investigate the place. Don't matter what the manager says. Just wait while they go home and sneak back in. Unless you are the manager, obviously. Where the headphones supposedly hear the EVP having to rewind. You see, Kalitos, I know what you're saying, but there's flaws with that method. Kind of goes with the Estes method, that where they're using a ghost box and somebody set it out, because the problem you're going to have, everybody hears frequency differently, and I could hear a word, the same one, what you've heard, but I've perceived it as something different. You know what I mean? So these flaws in that, the way that happens. You can get these sonic listening devices. What they're called, I can't remember. They're what's the name of them? Somebody remind me. Just a minute. Mr. Roughdog will know this. But with this device, you can the sound bounces into your dish, and it's recording it at the same time you're listening to it. You could use one of them because you've recorded it at the same time. Para something dish. I can't remember the name of it. Come on, somebody remind me. There's a sound recording is okay. Probably too sensitive. I mean, from point to point, like church pulpits, don't have light measured the whole time. And did also notice as well, Mr. Rough Dog, light affects the laser microphone. I did it with I put my torch through it and it picks it up. But that could be used in a good way because, you know, spirit are alleged to be made of energy, and that could, in effect, set the laser off or trigger it to record or whatever. Oh, the manager wants to do it as well, Lindy Lou. Cool. Afterlife Nights Paranormal Investigators. AKPI. There we go. Abbreviate it. It's easier. We hardly put anything on YouTube or Facebook anymore. Oh, why? You should do. You like lasers in general, though. Got one for astronomy. And a fun one I made myself. You can set fire to stuff with it from 10 feet. Oh, right. Okay. What's the output on it? The wattage? Lucid headphones. No, it wasn't Lucid. Parabolic mic, Lindy Lou. I knew somebody would get it. Parabolic microphone. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, guys, buy yourself a parabolic microphone because they record at the same time you're listening. Somebody's ringing. My ringtone's a duck. It's my lad. I'll ring him later. Parabolic, yeah, Mr. Roughdog. That is the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word. Raven, hello, how are you doing? Raven, it's Tracy, isn't it? How are you doing, Tracy? Love the ringtone. Yeah, it's a duck. I like to be different. A diabolic mic. Parabolic mics. Pretty cool. So those of you that are members of our channel, the Annabelle Project Part 3 is this Friday. We're recording it. I'm hopefully going to go live as well, so some guys can watch parts of it. Obviously not everything. It'll probably be through a window again. I think next Friday we're talking about going somewhere. There's a place in East Yorkshire, and I don't mind mentioning it because nobody will probably find it, because we can't even find it and we don't live that far away. It's called Hell's Gate. It's a very old cemetery. It's underneath a farmer's field. It was excavated in the 60s. I believe it was 1966. And the cemetery, it was obviously just bones, but the bones had one thing in common. That either had the hands cut off, the heads cut off, other bits cut off, or chopped up and just slung in. And there was sounds of like trauma to the neck bones and to all the other bones. And it was nicknamed by the locals Hell's Gate, and we're trying to find it. And although it's still under a field, we're going to try and do some sound recordings and things when we do eventually find it. So hopefully when we do, we can go live and show you guys Hell's Gate, even though it's just the field. So it's a diabolical microphone I need. No, it's a parabolic. Oh, Raven is Tracy. Excellent. Lindy Lou's loving the Annabelle Project. Well, it'll be a lot better this week because we upgraded the cameras again. I've got just over here. We've got another Canon 4K AX40, and I've got another microphone coming for this, and the microphone's going that side there. Look, proper professional camera, so the sound is going to be even better than it was. So it's going to be, the footage isn't just going to be off, like, because Tony had the first one, so I've got the second one now. I am funny. Why is that? It's an Argon iron laser beam. 20 watts. Wow. You put more power, but it gets unstable. Do you know what? Proper Yorkshire accent come out then. You could probably hit the moon with that. I'm writing some of these down because if Mr. Rough Dog's got one, I want to make one. Argon. I hope you can find it and look forward to your investigation of it. Beautiful, nice. Yeah. I read the newspaper clippings from the 60s. It tells us what road it's on, but the road it's on is about 2 miles long and there's loads of fields. And there's a village close by and there's a pub there called the Dog and Duck. And the people that are excavating the site of these old graves went into the pub after they'd been digging all day. So I've sent them a message, the pub, to see if they know the exact location. We'll pop down and interview them and film it and stuff, but they haven't got back to me yet. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Nice bit of kit. It is a nice bit of kit, that camera. It's excellent. We need to get insurance for our equipment now. It's just getting too expensive. It's the way I say words. Callum, whereabouts are you from, if you don't mind me asking? I ain't done anything with my hair coming out of the shower. You've watched all PSI's videos. The first camera was awful. Yeah, but you got to remember, I mean, probably the first camera I had, what we used for filming was in 2005. We're going back quite a long time. We didn't know too much about infrared lighting in open areas and closed areas as much as what we do now. But it's still there. It's still the experience. Bumfluff, hello. Cool name. Yeah, you can plug the parabolic mic into the recorder. Searchers of the Afterlife. Good evening. How are you all? We've now got YouTube. Excellent. Who searches of the Afterlife? I can't remember. Are you the ones that emailed me? I've had a few people emailing me. Sheffield. Callum, I could say that about your accent. Bumfluff, hello. Bear Calver. Gave you a chat message on here. All right, okay. So everybody, please go over to Searchers of the Afterlife. If you click on their name in the chat section and go subscribe to their channel, check out the videos. That's what it's all about. The newer teams that are starting off on YouTube, even though they've been doing it elsewhere, need to build them all up, getting more subscribers. We need to get everybody to 1,000 at least so they can get monetized. No problem. Are they excavating in York? The Danes Law? Are they? Oh, you're very similar, Cal. You don't pronounce your H's like we don't. We don't pronounce H. House is house. The excavation isn't York. No, it's I think it's between Beverley and might be South Cave. The area, if you're not from East Yorkshire, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. I do know the area it's in, but we can't pinpoint it. Am I playing with that pen? Yes. I keep writing things down, and I should be playing with this. This fidget spinner. I'll just show you some of the things, what we've done. And these are good for you guys who are just starting out as new teams. Just give it a dust because it's being on the shelf a bit. So we just had a few bits of spare computer components lying around. I made these quite a long time ago, actually. I've dated them inside. In wood, bit of a steampunky look. That's how long ago we made them. These are made in wood. I don't think the batteries are still alive. No, that one's dead. No batteries in them. These, as you can tell, the probes coming out the top. Temperature. They take temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. Basic circuit. Look, battery pack, switch, and the LCD screen, and that's the probe coming out the top. These actual temperature bits here, the probe and the screen, You can get them off eBay. I don't know how much they are now. They're very cheap. It's what they use in computers. They put them in computers to keep temperature of your computer, because obviously if your computer gets too hot, it'll just shut down and you lose all your work and everything. So we put them into some temperature boxes, so it gives you the room temperature. Cost me about £3.50 to make. Just some little gadgets if you want to. They're going to find Vikings. You like the accent? You're a big fan of John Shuttleworth. Pocket watch. How do I make it? Very easy. Just get a box and put them in it. JD, have a good night and a good day tomorrow. We'll catch you again soon. Yeah, we used to make quite a lot of different things. I'll do another video on. I've made 3 different ghost boxes as well. It's simple enough to make if you know how to do a bit of soldering. They're not at hand at the minute. Because certain people like to use ghost boxes. You love the DIY tech. Used to make pirate radio rigs for London stations, allegedly. Mr. Rough Dog, excellent. You know what would be cool, Mr. Rough Dog? If we could make a ghost box using the old like amps, the glass tubes. Don't know how we would do that, because obviously you've got to turn the dial, haven't you? Something old school like that would be cool as a ghost box. You watch Time Team digging up Vikings in York proper. Kalito, whereabouts are you, Kalitos? I didn't think he was in the UK. So if Tracy's over here, if Raven's here, that means Tony's finished doing the tarot readings on TikTok. Valve radios, yeah, that's it. That's the word. I've got a Valve radio. I've never had it going though, because the one I've got takes the old type big square batteries. I don't know if it's 12 volt, but I'm thinking if I hook a 12 volt battery up to that Valve radio, I may blow it. So I've just left it alone. But the batteries, what it takes, you can't get them anymore. I'm not sure if it's 12 volt, but it could be. Panaka, hello. San Jose, California. 15 minutes from Winchester House. I'd love to visit the Winchester House. I wouldn't risk it, Mr. Rough Dog saying. Okay, I won't plug it into a modern day battery. It'd be cool though if I could convert it to get it working. He did look tired. I know Tony's having an hard time at work at the minute. He's the only one there because other people. Tony's a vehicle technician. He does all the electrics in like the Tesla cars and other cars, and he's pretty switched on with electrics. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, the joke there. He's switched on. But yeah, he knows just about everything about electrics in cars and radios and everything like that. But he's the only one there this week or the last 2 weeks, and he's been doing all the work and he's really knackered. He's been putting a lot of hours in. Would a small 12 volt motorbike battery power it? Pocket watch without blowing the valves? Police came to your house when you built an AM transmitter. He was 8 years old. Wow. Well done anyway. 8-year-old building a transmitter. Did you have your own like little radio station? You'd need a lot of wattage, wouldn't you, to kind of bleed over the other stations. Gonna go grab a shower and get your day started. See you soon. See you later, Lindy Lou. Thanks for coming. We'll see you again. And I have posted those things out, so hopefully you should get them in a few days. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Australia. Oh, there's Saptor Seeker saying there's too much amp on a motorbike battery. You could easily find a 12-volt low amp adapter. The Wi-Fi boxes are tight. All right. That wouldn't blow it. Cheers. You don't know why, but you wouldn't risk it without knowing more about it or seeing it for yourself. Yeah. I know the valves are very difficult to get hold of now, aren't they? And we turned into Radio Shack. No, I mean, I won't just plug any motorbike battery, and I would obviously check the ampage and things and the wattage. So anyway, I think we're next going to be on live on Friday. I'll give you an insight into the Annabelle project again. It's going good. We're concentrating on 3 experiments from the Philip experiment. We're recreating that. And we're having some good results, some interesting results. Each week, we've only done 2, but it's been different all the time. But yeah, it's cool. So those of you that do watch it, keep watching it. This week, we're going to be introducing some sound frequency starting at 20 hertz, working our way up to the hertz you can't even hear, apart from the dogs down the street will be making a noise when they hear it. Because we're trying to get that vibration going in the room with the surrounding brickwork, because the building we're actually in is a church hall. The side-eye guy, hello. I was watching some of your videos earlier, side-eye guy, they're cool. So people were getting the wrong side of the stick, weren't they? They were thinking you were a debunker when you're not. You just you kind of give them a review, like you criticize the video. Are we doing the PSI method live when we're feeling better? Tony isn't too worn up yet. Hopefully Sunday we will do the PSI method, because Ricky has rang me up and he's talking about coming to see us again on Sunday. So hopefully we're going to get Ricky doing it. Beautiful nights. Love the Annabelle equipment. Thanks. Cool. It is good. Where I see it, I give them a roast. Yeah, why not? They're faking it. Fake is fake after all. But yeah, I mean, you've probably noticed you get a lot of negativity coming with it when you do stuff like that. Because whoever you're critiquing or criticizing, if you like, they have a community and they send the community after you. We was getting it all the time. Indeed. So yeah, unless anybody else has got anything else they want us to talk about, it's been cool seeing you all. You need to join us on Friday evening and Sunday evening. Friday evening's going to be around 8:30, maybe something like that. And we'll give you an insight on a live into the Annabelle project just to see what kind of things go on there. Pocket Watch, going to watch the replay. Can you see that moth? Keeps whizzing past. And Sunday, hopefully, Ricky's going to show up and we're going to do the PSI method. Remember to cut the live before I stand up. Definitely, Mr. Rough Dog, because obviously, just before starting a live, I always have a shower. And although I'm dressed up to about here, that's it. Just boxer shorts. So yeah, anyway, thank you guys. Please join us on Friday and Sunday. Thank you to Beautiful Nights, the Side Eye Guy, Callum, Mrs. Geek, Beardo, Pocket Watch, the Side Eye Guy. I mentioned you twice. Mr. Rough Dog, Kalitos, Lisa, Sab the Seeker. Did I say Callum? Lindy Lou, who's gone? Lisa, I've said Lisa twice. I'm just going up the list, reading people's names out. Panaka, Raven, Tracy. I hope you have a good night, Tracy. J.D. I don't think I've missed anyone. Searchers of the Afterlife. Bumfluff. What a name. I think that's everybody. If I've missed anybody, just shout at the bottom there and I'll shout your name out. So we've got a few videos coming up as well before I go. We're going to be promoting some of the newer teams that have started on YouTube in America. Oh, what's that? Before you go, I used my coins on a card that you gave me tonight. You used the oh, you mean, did you draw around them and use Mrs. Geek and use them as a trigger object? Is that what you mean? Cool. I hope you got something on camera. Lisa, take care. The Mad Wecker. Eric. Cap Cindy. Yes, Mrs. Geek. Okay, cool. Did you get any movement? We found that with trigger objects, if you're drawing around them, like we did in the old Victorian jail, just leave a camera pointing on them, filming, draw around them and walk away. But before you walk away, say, can you please move these coins? We've had them move a few times. Dowsing rods. Yeah, better write that down. Dowsing rod video. Dowsing rods. Thank you for reminding me. If you're in Discord, I've posted a pic. I'm not recording it, but I know no one is here to move them. Right? So they've definitely moved. All right, you've only set them tonight. The Mad Wecker. Enjoyed the chat. Sad Eye Guy, all the best. I'll be interested in that too, Lisa. A dowsing rod vid sometime, Mark. Yeah, I will do. Cool. You've all been awesome. It's been a pleasure for you. I will catch you all on Friday, hopefully. Have a good week and a good weekend if I don't see you before then. Stay safe and all that lot. Not moved yet, but we'll check them next couple of days. Okay, cool. Stella's watching but doesn't say much. Capture that moth for the REM pod experiment. Yeah. Put the moth on the REM pod, see if it's triggering it off. Thank you. Enjoyed that. No problem. I like talking to everybody or catching up, as it were. So, yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Take care.